Hello friends, it's Brooke-Sidney and welcome to my channel. I'm your favorite mindset and manifestation coach, and today I am going to help you if you feel you're having no movement manifesting your SP back. Yes, no movement manifesting your SP back. But before we get to it, I want to remind you that there are two ways to work with me: email coaching as well as one-on-one coaching. Both links are listed below, as well as two communities for individuals on this amazing manifestation journey. They're a great support group, as well as groups that I plan to actually increase my frequency in and to do pop-ins and live streams. So definitely check that out. So today I wanted to talk about some of the ways that you are creating this situation of no movement with your SP. And usually this is a situation where you're trying to get your SP back. And so I want to talk about the common ways that you are creating no movement or becoming stuck. And the first one I think is very obvious, but it is probably the most difficult to stop doing, and that is ruminating and going over and over in your mind all of what went wrong. Yes, by continuing to go over and over in your mind of what went wrong, you are embedding in that story. That becomes the dominant thought, the natural assumption around you and your relationship with your SP. So whatever it is, whatever problem, your last fight, your last argument, whatever they've done wrong, the more that you keep ruminating on it, the more that you keep living in it and saturating your mind with it, you are continuing to embed that story. You're also continuing to focus on that story. So in the words of Abraham Hicks, you are giving that story momentum. You're asking for more of it. You are telling your subconscious mind, show me more of it. Think about more of it. So that's why the first thing I tell all of my clients that are trying to manifest something new with their SP or trying to manifest an SP back is to stop, put the brakes on, skirt. That's what I think in my head. All these old stories, all these old narratives, all the ways that it didn't work, all the ways that they didn't show up, all the ways that they hurt you, all the ways that, it didn't go right. And you need to transform that into the ways that it did. But that's the first thing that is truly slowing down either new contact with your SP or changes in your relationship with your SP or having your SP back. And quite simply, it's you continuing to ruminate and give focus and attention to the old story that you don't want, whatever is the 3D that you don't want. The second thing, and this is a little innocuous, it's a little hidden for many of us, is that we continue to allow people around us to talk about the old story. I can remember this so recently where it was a client talking to me about their parent that continued to talk about the travesty of the end of their relationship. They were so heartbroken their relationship ended, and in fact was even blaming my client for things that she had done in that relationship. And so again, if there are people in your environment that are causing you to kind of spiral, go out of control, or stay stuck in the 3D, especially if it's around a story or an incident that you want to get rid of, you're going to need to limit that conversation or limit that interaction, especially right now, especially when you are persisting in changing it, because it's really hard if we're subconsciously having thoughts, right, that we're working to change, and then we have people in our environment that are really feeding us these thoughts that we are working hard to oppose, that we're working hard to not be intrusive. And so give some thought to not only your mental diet, but to the mental diet and the thoughts that people are bringing around you. The other thing that you need to do, obviously, is pay attention to those two. But then you want to create a new story. You want to create a new story around what it gets to be from this point forward. So often, we spend so much time in the past, which is already done. We need to spend more time in the present so that we can create what we want in the future. So let the past go, get present, decide, and I'll tag that video. Decide that this is the moment that you're going to have what you want and that you're going to change your story. You're going to change your mind about it and you're going to change your story. You know, this is kind of my last tip, is that in the beginning, when something feels very hard or intractable, or it seems difficult to change the story on something, try using these thoughts. It used to be that way. Or from this point forward, from now on, my SP and I are in a great relationship. From now on, my SP desires me. From this point forward, I feel so amazing with my SP. From this point forward, I get calls all the time, because sometimes it is hard to trick our minds into believing that it is happening right now, right? Or that the past didn't exist. So take this tip from this point forward, and then whatever you want to manifest, the changed you, the new story, the new relationship, and go with that. And then if you're continuing to have a lot of thoughts around the old story as they keep coming up, then you want to pivot or flip them and reverse them. Oh, my SP is not calling me. My SP calls me all the time. Oh, I'm not getting any text. My SP texts me all the time. Oh, my SP doesn't love me. My SP loves me so much. Cannot wait to see me, and so forth. This is the moment, you all. This is the moment to continue going forward. It is the moment to get unstuck, and it is the moment to start getting movement. It is my hope that this has been helpful for you today. If you need additional help, you have the links below. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and turn that notification bell on, because I drop videos daily. See you tomorrow.